Minister, first of all, thanks for coming down to Roscommon to see that. I think you stated that you'd have an update in the 2 weeks, and that's what we were waiting for. We appreciate people coming, looking at it, and if you had €1 for everyone that came to nearly do the job, but I would rather that we get the solution. The solution is what's needed. I believe that the solution is there with the Attorney General, that they can do it. But whatever pushing they need to be pushed, because they need to understand that this is critical for families right around that area. And it was a few families first. This is spreading. That's the problem. It's spreading. And I would ask you to please keep the pressure on the AG, because this has to be done. And I'm asking you, are you up to date, or is there any word back from the AG, or where are we going in it? Is it the OPW that's going to lead it, or is it going to be the AG that's going to send legislation in here? Because I would have looked at the Habitats Directive a good few times. Thank you.
First of all, I'd like to thank Deputies Naughton, Curran and Fitzmaurice for raising this important issue today. And I visited Lough Funshinagh because I'm not great in the abstract, and I wanted to see firsthand myself, and I'm very much solution focused. So it's for me, my trip to Lough Funshinagh was obviously to meet the people, but to see it firsthand for myself. I visited Lough Funshinagh on the 12th of April and have been seeing firsthand the devastating impact the situation having for homeowners in the community. The 8 towns that straddle Lough Funshinagh have lived in harmony with Lough Funshinagh for decades. The highest levels in the lake annually are typically at 66 MODs. The land, when dry, is used as commonage and community works to preserve the rich biodiversity of this area. Since 2016, this Turlough or disappearing lake is not draining as it did previously, and the water levels Lough Funshinagh are currently at their highest record levels. Since January 24, the average daily levels are rising by about 1 centimetre. On 20th of April, levels reached their highest ever recorded, 69.38 MODs, or 3.38 metres above the normal annual high level of 66 MOD. As of the 22nd of April, the levels are at 69.36 or 3.36, above the normal annual level of 66. Of 66. This extra 3.36 is spanning an extended area of circa 178 hectares. The additional volume of water contained in this extended area is approximately 3 million cubic metres, or the equivalent of 1,200 Olympic-sized swimming pools. That puts it in context by volume. It's exceptionally high rainfall and contributed to this situation. Roscommon County Council had applied every emergency response measure it can and is achieved through road raising pumps and sandbags to keep the rising water levels from entering people's properties. It's not possible to pump the water away from the area, just pump it back into the lake and keep it away from properties. The OPW is currently supplying 7 pumps to Roscommon County Council and servicing these pumps on site to support the Council's effort to mitigate and manage the flood risk. Lock levels changes are being closely monitored and risk assessed on site by Roscommon County Council. The Civil Defence have been requested by Roscommon to undertake local patrols to gain familiarity with local terrain and have done so over recent weekends. In the weekend, the 8th of April 2024, Roscommon County Council had to evacuate 2 families from their properties and close to a regional road, the R362 Corabai, except for local access. These measures remain in place for some months. You can read the script. I want to cover, because of the limited time I have. So I visited Lough Funshinagh on Friday the 12th, along with the OPW and National Parks and Wildlife and Roscommon County Council. And we did held constructive discussions towards finding a solution, involving the completion of the underground overflow pipe, including completion temporary works as an emergency and conservation measure to manage the flooding in the area. Logistic and technically works can be completed this summer, and a request for legal advice has been submitted to identify legally if statutory planning can support these works and conservation measures in these circumstances. Lough Funshinagh. The steering group for Lough Funshinagh met with representatives of Roscommon County Council and the OPW around the group, and National Parks and Wildlife met on Monday the 15th and finalised the request for legal advice that issued to the AG's office on the 17th of April 2024 and is being prioritised. I will personally be meeting with the AG and his team. So it's something I'm taking a deep personal interest in. I've gave that commitment in terms of trying to find a solution and working with everyone. And I want to thank the Lough Funshinagh Action Group, to thank the residents of Lough Funshinagh, and more particularly the public representatives. I think everyone was at one. So that's something we're actively engaging with the AG's office. I'll be looking to meet the AG along with my team on it as well. And there'll be a further steering group meeting was held on the 19th of April.
Thanks for your reply. The facts are, though, Minister, that under the Habitats Directive, and while we mightn't like the side of it that it's looked at, they seem to put the Turlough and the SAC before people. But under the legislation and under the Habitats Directive, there is emergency legislation to put a solution in place where a site of community importance or an SAC is being damaged, to put a solution in place basically to move water or whatever the problem is in any part of the country until a long-term solution is found. That's the facts. So the AG, I would ask you, and if you need help from us, we're here to work with you. We're not against it. We're here to work with you, whatever needs to be done. Because we don't have next winter, and the piece that has to be done to finish off is going to take a while. And we need to get it done. And all I'm saying to you is the AG needs to get into gear, and the Taoiseach needs to actually get talking to the AG, because it's the government that appoints the AG.
Minister, to conclude.
Thanks very much, John Corla. Just two things. In terms of dealing with this, it's about protecting homes, and it's also, Deputy Crown, you made reference to the SAC, which is currently being seriously damaged because the levels of the lake. My main focus here is the people that are living around Lough Funshinagh, and I've met them, I've seen what they're going through. It's all about finding a solution, and I accept we all know what the permanent solution is. Every aspect that we discussed on the day is being considered by the AG. That's why I wanted a comprehensive submission. The Taoiseach is very much on this, very much focused on this, working with me. And in terms of time frame, that it has to be relatively quickly, because we know that the time is of the essence. We are facing a further winter that will take time to do the works. So we're all on the one page, and really in terms of the advice happening from the AG, and in terms of the whole focus here is we get something that's can work, that we can put into action this summer, and we have to ensure it's legally sound, because we owe that to the people up front. They've been waiting a long period of time. So my commitment on this particular issue, I want to put forward that I will work. I very much take on board which you have done to date, to work with us. I see it as a partnership model. But in terms of the highest legal office of land, which is the AG's office, in terms of advice, it's there, we're working on it, and I'll be meeting the AG very shortly.